Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Two Noble Kinsmen, and we get to hear from Palamon today in Act 3, Scene 6, which is a scene that started out with Palamon being sort of grateful towards Arcite, because remember, Arcite had brought food and clothing and files to take Palamon's shackles off and all that sort of a thing. So Palamon was feeling sort of grateful towards Arcite, and then Arcite showed up with armor and swords so that they could fight each other over Emilia. And they started putting each other in armor, which, you can't put your own armor on. It's a two-person job to be able to do it. So they were suiting each other up and reminiscing the whole time. And they're actually, I think at this point, feeling kind of lovely toward each other, but they also feel like they have to duel over Emilia, or else they, lose their honor as men of the world, that kind of a thing. So they keep going to fight and then not quite fighting, and then going to fight and not quite fighting, and they forgive each other for having to kill each other and that sort of a thing. But then they hear the horns of Theseus' hunt happening, and Arcite is like, we can't be found fighting while that's going on, like he'll kill us. And Palamon's like, no, we have to do this duel anyway. So they go back like they're going to fight, and the horns sound again, and then Theseus and his whole train, including Hippolyta and Emilia and Pirithous and all these people, they all come in and they see Palamon and Arcite, and Theseus is like, you are not supposed to be fighting each other while I'm out hunting. Like, you are both sentenced to death for this. And Palamon says, hold thy word, Theseus. We are certainly both traitors, both despisers of thee and of thy goodness. I am Palamon, that cannot love thee, he that broke thy prison. Think well what that deserves. And this is Arcite. A bolder traitor never trod thy ground, a falser never seemed friend. This is the man was begged and banished. This is he condemns thee, and what thou darest do. And in this disguise, against this own edict, follows thy sister, that fortunate bright star, the fair Emilia, whose servant, if there be a right in seeing and first bequeathing of the soul to, justly I am. And which is more, dares think her his. This treachery, like a most trusty lover, I called him now to answer. If thou beest, as thou art spoken, great and virtuous, the true decider of all injuries, say, fight again! And thou shalt see me, Theseus, do such a justice, thou thyself wilt envy. Then take my life, I'll woo thee to it. So, what Palamon, first of all, Palamon unveils both of them. They were both hiding because Palamon was broken out of prison and Arcite was banished from Athens, but they're both still here. And he reveals the fact that they're both still here. He's like, I broke out of prison. You're supposed to kill me for doing that. Remember, I broke out of prison. You're supposed to do bad things to me. And this is Arcite, who you banished, who managed to stay here and is now serving your sister-in-law, Emilia, which is wrong, because also I'm in love with Emilia and I'm the one that's supposed to be her servant. So because of that whole thing, I challenged him to a duel. So we really need to kill each other, if that's cool. And if you're the kind of guy that's just and fair and all of that sort of thing, let us settle this, and then you can go ahead and kill me because I broke out of your prison and I deserve that sort of thing. So yeah. So that's what he's saying here. He blows the whole disguise and invites Theseus to let them kill each other and then kill the victor. And Theseus is like, yeah, I'm going to kill both of you because you're not supposed to be doing this. But then Arcite has a little bit that he needs to add to the whole conversation because, as we remember, Palamon and Arcite both like to talk a lot. So we'll get to hear what our side has to say in tomorrow's monologue. I will see you then for that. Mwah.